How many times have you gone to a Vanguard or other TCG tournament and had to hold your breath because the dude sitting next to you either hasn't showered in the last ever or has soaked themselves in what can only be a mixture of vinegar and hot garbage? So with this year behind us, let's take a look at my 10 rules for regionals in 2019. This is a list of important things to consider when you're planning on going to an event that will cover everything from getting to the actual venue to actually getting ready to play. Regionals are some of my favorite parts of playing Vanguard, so let's make sure that we all have the best time possible playing them. And before we get into that list though, remember that if you want a chance to win a free extra booster box, leave a like, subscribe, and comment on videos from now until January 18th. With that behind us though, let's jump into it. Starting with number 10, we're going to be looking specifically at the poor bastards like me who have to drive 4 hours to a regional event. Before you leave for your trip, make a goddamn list of what you need to bring. Toothbrushes, mats, deck boxes, dice, whatever you need, make sure you have it. A few years back, me and two of my friends went to Ohio for a team tournament. We left the night before so we could chill in the hotel, and one of us legitimately forgot his deck in Windsor. That's a 5-hour drive. If we didn't have another group of friends who were also coming up the next day, we would have been screwed. So remember your lists and don't ruin everyone's time, John. At number 9, we have testing. It doesn't matter if you're playing competitively or for fun, but either way, make sure you know what your deck does, and know what you might be likely to play against. If at all possible, get a few games in either the night before a tournament or the morning of. But it's important not to go overboard. You want to be comfortable with the meta, but you don't want to burn yourself out. Think of it like studying for a test. Too much cramming and you're going to be in over your head, and then no one wins. Speaking of making sure that everyone's a winner, number 8 is shower and wear deodorant. No one wants to smell your stanky ass, and you don't want to smell anyone else's. So if we could all try and just not smell like rotten eggs, that'd be pretty alright, I think. Conventions and TCG tournaments are pretty famous for this. And listen, I get it. Sometimes you're there for 10 or 12 hours at a time, and it can get pretty warm in there. If you're one of those people who sweats a lot, or you just want to be extra careful, maybe bring some soap or some wipes so that you can wash up in the bathroom between games. Trust me, if more people did this, tournaments would be a lot more fun for everyone. And on the note of being slightly less disgusting, just like nobody wants to smell your ass, no one wants to see it. Number 7 is a smaller one, but for the love of God, wear pants that fit you, and if you need it, a belt. Nobody wants to drive for 4 hours, get double crit on their first game, and then look up and see some dude's ass. It's just not a fun way to end your day. Now what people do want to see is your trade binders. So tip number 6 is, make sure you have this organized and ready. If you can organize your cards by clan and rarity, and make sure that they're sleeved, everyone's going to be having a better time with it. If you are going to trade or sell cards though, try and do it outside of the hall that the tournament's being held in. A lot of events will give players warnings or even kick them out if they see you selling cards, so it's better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, get out there and make some money. If you want to spend money though, number 5 is vendors. They're a great place to buy singles, packs, or boxes. They can be a bit pricey though. Most importantly though, if you're like me and you want some really great sleeves or mats, you can find them here. At the last event, I actually picked up an Angel Beats mat as well as a Ruby Fate Go crossover mat, which was pretty cool. And anyone who collects mats and sleeves like I do will definitely find something that they like at these vendors. It's important to check them out early though, because they do sell out pretty quick. At number 4, we have the best way to keep all your stuff together, and that's by bringing either a drawstring bag or a backpack. A lot of stuff unfortunately gets stolen at these tournaments, so keeping your stuff together in a bag makes it easy to keep track of and hard to lose. When playing a game, I keep all of my stuff between my feet on the floor with the strings around my feet. This way, if anyone tries to grab my bag or open it, I can feel it, and I don't lose my shit. Which to me is pretty important, especially since I just bought some mats and most likely have all of my cards there. At number 3, we have the most important thing for you to bring aside from your deck, and that's food and water. Unfortunately, many events, especially Bushy Road ones, don't offer you lunch breaks or anything like that through the day. A lot of people show up at 7 or 8 in the morning, and the 5 minutes between games just isn't really enough to find somewhere to eat. And heaven forbid you're doing well. At the Toronto Regionals this year, for example, I placed top 8, which was great, but it meant that I was there for 12 hours. I straight up saw someone at the top 16 table sit down and then almost immediately get up and say he was too hungry and would rather go eat than finish the round. Don't be that guy. Bring snacks and enjoy your tournament. Number 2 is arguably the most important for anyone who actually wants to do well. And it's pretty simple. Know what cards do. And this includes erratas. No one will judge you if you ask to read one of their cards every now and then. It really isn't that big a deal. But rounds are pretty short, so reading every card can be a problem for both players. Knowing what cards are common for each clan also helps you play around what that clan's strategy is and can make a huge difference for you. And like I said, know what erratas do. I watched a girl playing Shadow Paladins against a Nova Grappler player in Toronto, and good lord. She ended up losing the game because she misplayed her Cursed Lancer and didn't know what Queen of Heart did, all because she didn't know about erratas. Take a half hour, look them up before you go, and learn the common decks. It'll definitely help you avoid misplays and improve your odds of winning. And the number 1 rule in terms of everyone enjoying the tournament is something very simple. Just be polite. Like I said, people drive from 4 to 6 hours to take part in regionals sometimes. Some people are stuck there all day with no food, and other people just got double crit round 1 and end up looking at some guy's plumber crack. It's a stressful and tiring day for a lot of people, so being polite goes a long way. Shake your opponent's hand, introduce yourself, and maybe even talk a bit. Most likely you have 5 or 6 other people around you, so introduce yourself to them too. It's a great way to make friends, and a lot of people there are there because they love Vanguard, and there's a ton of really cool people in general around you. It would be a shame to miss them. But yeah, those are my rules for regionals. Let me know if you have any traditions or rules that you like to stick by in the comments below. But if you did find this video helpful or just enjoyed it in general, share it with a friend, leave a like, and subscribe for more Vanguard and anime content. And remember, until January 18th, I'm also doing a draw for a free box of Answer of Truth. And if you're interested in that, simply commenting, leaving a like, and subscribing enters you to get that. Or you could be awesome and be a Patreon like Decimus for extra entries for going above and beyond in supporting the channel. With all that being said though, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Miracle Trigger, and I will see you in the next video.